Markets continue to hit a new high, so you have 75 points higher. Right now we are at the day's high 9392. Earlier when we told you that markets have hit a day's high, we did struggle around the 9380 mark, but now we are 10 points above that. Reliance is taking the markets higher. Some of the other heavyweights are also taking the markets higher. So that's essentially what you can pick up right now. Let's welcome in the management at Blue Star. They declared their numbers. Let's get in a perspective from them. So if you could just start with the unitary cooling business. It was growing around 25-30%. The growth came 20% in this particular quarter. Any particular reason?
Yeah, for the full year we grew 27% in the business at the revenue line and a similar level at segment results, so our margins have held. In Q4 the revenue was about 20%. There was a hangover of demonetization that spilled into Q4, which we had anticipated. Also to remind you, the summer last year, that was in FY16, that Q4 was very strong because the summer came in early. So on a like-to-like basis it is 20%, but moving into the summer season, as we've gone into April and looking at May, we see the season will grow at about 30% for Blue Star and about 20% for the industry. So I think nothing to be concerned about on Q4 numbers. The summer looks good.
Right. In terms of summer, we started an early summer, so you would have started to get a sense that what's happening in terms of the demand. Can you just tell us about demand in the month of April? Has it been in line with your expectation?
Sure. So April demand has been good. We're expecting it to pick up further. Already May is looking even stronger. Overall the industry should be growing at about 20%. We're also at about that level. There is a certain amount of stock out that is happening both in the industry as well as at Blue Star, and the context is everyone had planned for lower inventory in anticipation of GST coming on July 1. None of us wanted to hold high stocks moving in this transition. On account of that, and of course a strong summer, you will have selective stockouts at a model or SKU level, but on an aggregate level we are right on track with our business plan of growing at 30%.
Right. Can you just talk to us about aggression in the industry? So a lot of players are growing over there, a lot of players are doing new launches. Are you starting to get a sense that there is an aggression in pricing, or it's similar to what it has been for various years? There has always been competition in the AC segment.
Yeah, so you know the category, so you know that it's every year is new and different, but yet there's aggression all around as far as pricing is concerned. That pricing pressure continues in this year. However, having said that, I think this dollar cooling off will certainly help a number of us. Also commodities, which increased sharply between November of 2016 and February of 2017. There was a 4-month period when commodities shot up. That has now stabilized. In fact, March was flat and April, May are looking a little better than they were earlier. So I think between the dollar and commodity prices, we should be able to fend off the pricing pressure in the market and meet our goals of growing at 30% and ensure that we have the right amount of inventory when we transition over to GST on July 1.
Right. Can you just tell us about GST and the transition over there? Because it's happening from July 1, at least 50% of your sales for the entire year would be done. So that removes that uncertainty that was there.
Absolutely. So we were concerned in the middle of last year that if the GST transition was happening on April 1, it would have impacted the season. July 1 is actually quite comfortable and convenient for our category as well. In fact, it allows us this 2 to 3 month transition window to prepare for our second season, which, as you know, is after the crops and going into the festival season. So as far as we are concerned as an AC manufacturer, we are very much ready for the transition. Of course, there are some transition rules which the government is yet to announce. We expect that in the next 10 to 15 days. But as far as our internal systems are concerned, our logistics network is concerned, Blue Star is ready for the transition.
Right. If we look at your strategy, other players have cut aggressively AC prices, but you are one who has, always been quite skeptical to cut prices. In fact, you focus on quality. So even in such a scenario, going into a hot summer, you think the company will be able to gain market share? Still, the strategy remains the same. Don't be aggressive on pricing, but aggressive on the quality that is provided.
Sure. So last year, you know that we improved market share from 10.5% to 11.5%. And this year we have a target of improving that to 12.5%. And that should happen without having to enter the price war game. As a brand, as you know, we stay out of that, and we continue to. We're very much focused on the inverter and 5-star end of the market, where we feel we can command a small premium. It is not a large premium, but it is adequate to give us that differential in pricing, as well as allow us to grow our market share. There has been a move in the industry to move more aggressively into inverter ACs, or what we call high efficiency ACs. We look at that as a positive trend for the industry overall and for Blue Star as well, because as you know, we've been playing in the high efficiency end of the market for the last 3 to 4 years. So I think our overall strategy remains unchanged. Continue to grow market share, do not compete on price alone, differentiated products and high quality. And we're confident that we'll be able to deliver the 30% growth that we have targeted for ourselves.
Right. Mr. Advani, you had also expanded capacities. Is that expansion plan on course? How much of additional capacities have already come on board?
So we had told you last quarter, we've actually put our expansion plan on hold. We made the land acquisition last year. We were moving into construction. We put a hold on that because of the uncertainty around GST and the transition. We're still waiting for the transition rules to be announced. Like I said, next 2 weeks we should have more clarity. Once we're done with the major transition, July 1, we will take up the matter then. For now, we have adequate capacity definitely for the current year as well as for the next year. So we are well set for this year and next. To remind you, the capacity expansion was more to take care of our future demand. So we have shelved the project, I'd say about a 9-month delay overall. We will relook at that plan in July 2017.
All right. Mr. Advani, what about the newer segments you've gotten into, like air purifiers? What was the response there, and are you looking to grow this segment as well?
Sure. So just to remind you, we have a few new product categories. The most significant one is our water purifier entry. We entered that market in October 2016 at the end of the season. You may know that the water purifier season is actually through the monsoon. So from a timing point of view, by the time the air conditioner season starts dying down is when water purifier season picks up. We decided to enter it at the end of last season so that we could learn as much as we can as we prepare for the 2017 season. I'm happy to tell you that the product portfolio is well in place. Our distribution is in place. We are able to reach about 75% of the market, and we are intending to be a very active participant in the water purifier season in 2017. So that's a significant investment. In addition to that, we have some category extensions. We have air coolers. We have air purifiers. Both of these we started in 2016. Air coolers have taken off quite fast. As you know, that market is an evolved market, and therefore we're now able to compete quite actively in it. The air purifier market is a much smaller market. The entire category is only 175 crores countrywide. That is going to take a lot longer to materialize into significant revenue for us, but we're committed to become a top 3 player in the air purifier market as well. But we'll just have to wait maybe for the next 2 to 3 years for the category to evolve. Beyond these 3, we have 2 new categories in our refrigeration business. We have kitchen refrigeration, which is for the QSR and hotel industry, and we have healthcare refrigeration products now, which is for the pharma distribution market. So All in all, 5 new categories that we've entered in 16 where we're expecting to see significant revenue in the current year. So we're quite excited about these product launches.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Advani, for speaking with us at NDTV Profit, giving us more details of the earnings posted by Blue Star for the fourth quarter. So the next thing to watch out for will be the GST, but there should be some clarity about the transition of the next 2 weeks itself. We'll skip it to a break at this point of time, but the market's looking quite strong. We'll crack the markets and earnings. Stay with us. We'll come back with more.